Right,
Oh,
you're
hello.
introing this one.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I was introing it. Hello, and welcome to the Shallow Proclamation. My name's Paul, and I'm joined by my constant companion,
Thomas.
Death. Oh no, Thomas. Uh,
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
and we're about to watch episode 3 of the Silurians, where somebody's seen something in the barn.
Mm.
And I think Liz is about to see something in the barn.
Yes.
She's going to be in for a heck of a shock. Oh, this is an interesting bit of sound.
It's quite jarring.
I kind of like it though.
Same.
Music intensifies.
Funky, dissonant music.
Did the policeman outside not hear that scream?
The door was open.
Wow.
More helicopters.
Nice.
Doctor Who's got it's very helicopter happy last few seasons. That's a good shot, isn't it? It's very
That was
impressive.
incredible. They must have done that from the helicopter, right?
I'd assume so. Yeah.
Which is probably quite challenging because it's probably quite a bulky camera.
That's true.
It's funny how the edge of her hair is a bit has a sort of red glow to it. Some like weird video effect or something. I mean, this is a vibe. Like, I reckon this will make a comeback.
With that hat he's wearing there, it reminds me kind of like a classic sort of Russian hat.
Yes.
That's for our Russian viewers.
Yes, if
Who
this
are no
doesn't
longer
get
blocked. What level of car do you think that was in the day that this was shown? You know, like a bog standard car, would you have looked at that car and been like, oh, he's doing quite well for himself?
Huh. I'd probably say it's sort of middle of the road. Pardon the pun. I don't know. What would you say?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'd be interested to know, people at the time. How would you have viewed that car?
Yeah.
An old banger or something that was alright?
Well, what kind of noise?
Like that sound we heard in caves. What direction did
Sorry.
Well, that also came from the northwest sector of area too.
That was so perfectly done. Ask me what the key to comedy is, Paul.
Thomas, what's the key
Timing.
to comedy?
Now, this sound is beginning to bother me, I have to say.
I wonder where this was filmed.
That thermostat fixed, you know. Anything wrong?
He's very bold, isn't he, Pertwee?
Save yourself a lot of trouble.
So-
Let me help you.
I can't see Troughton acting quite like this. Hartnell, maybe.
They didn't catch it, you know.
He's sort of onto him, isn't he?
I think so. Ah!
That was a very out there music
What
cue.
exactly are we
Yes.
looking for?
Very striking.
Must know more about Duncan.
To you. Sir. Masters, the permanent undersecretary, is coming down here to conduct a personal investigation. Unless you can impress him more than you've impressed me, you may well find yourself transferred to some simpler duties. More within your scope.
Dr. Lawrence, as I believe I have told you before,
He's a sort of deeply unpleasant character, isn't he, that Dr. Lawrence?
Now, where are you going?
Wow.
Nice.
And the third cliffhanger is the appearance of a reptilian monster. But this time we actually see a face.
Not in the barn.
I like the design. It's quite something, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I really like the design, and I think it's a shame that when they brought them back, they deviated quite so far.
Yeah. In fact, do you mind if I bring up a picture of the modern era one?
No, it'd be good to do a sort of side by side.
Because it's kind of, yeah, it's,
I mean, I think probably in the modern era they've wanted to give them
huh. Yeah, it's kind of very different, isn't it?
yeah, I think they wanted to give them more ability to emote,
Right. I
have like
suppose
an actor's face in it, you know. Whereas if you look at that, I mean, obviously,
that's quite fish-like, isn't it?
yeah.
Whereas
But
that is very humanoid.
I would have thought that with modern prosthetics and CGI, you could have created a mask that would allow that, you know. Yeah, no, I think the design is really good. It'd be great when we get a bit more of them as well, so we can get a better look at them. But it is very different, isn't it, from the modern era? I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think if if you didn't know this was called the Silurians and that creature appeared,
Yeah.
I mean, they've made a few references to the Silurian era, haven't they already? But I mean, I don't think you would necessarily assume they were the same creatures.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
Hmm. Yeah. I really like that episode actually. Just this guy is hiding something in his house and the doctor's kind of onto him and like the little knowing, oh, it's like the reptile house at a zoo in here. And he was like, what do you mean? And the doctor's like, oh, I just mean the high temperature. But he's sort of he's pushing him. He knows he's up to something, and then yeah, and that sense of, oh, the doctor could help us. Why don't you tell him? But this guy doubles down and is like, no, I want to get the scientific information from this creature.
yeah.
So there's sort of selfishness there, and then he dies.
Yeah, and I wasn't really expecting that either. I mean, I thought it was a really neat twist at how he turned on the Silurians, you know, so you kind of think, don't you, he's just working for them. And
Yeah,
obviously he wants to get technology from them. You see, that's his sort of motivation. And through the episode, he's got this thing to go and find the creature and take it back and, you know, sort of rescue it. But then he seems to turn very quickly, you know, actually that he's using this for his own gain. You know, he's not just going to take the creature back. Actually, he's going to kind of use it as a sort of like hold it to ransom as a bargaining chip. I thought that was a really neat little twist, particularly given that we're still at that point. We're still at the stage where you've not seen the creature. You know, it's not like later in the story he's turned. Still quite early in the story in that sense. And then the fact he's just dead.
yeah,
I thought was really good as well. And there's something quite, I don't know, there's something quite stark and bleak about it, isn't there? Like you get the sense that he's in this cottage out somewhere on the moors, so it's very isolated.
yeah,
And this creature has killed him and just left him in the chair, but it hasn't even left the building, you know, like
yeah,
just there with his eyes open, kind of dead. And I don't know, there's something quite cold about that, quite callous and
yeah,
shocking.
yeah.
So
I
I thought that
agree.
was really well. Yeah, that you know, it's just quite striking and well. I like that as well done. And um,
Sort
yeah,
of angsty rural horror, isn't it?
yeah, yes, it's that kind of rural horror type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so all that location stuff, all the stuff outside with the thing on the moors, you know, it's very sort of you know, there's elements of sort of American Werewolf. You ever seen that American
yes,
Werewolf?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's a good
and
point.
and equally, I don't know if you've ever seen Dog Soldiers.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, we should watch Dog Soldiers. That's a great film, which actually has Jon Pertwee's son, Sean Pertwee.
No way.
Um, But that's another werewolf kind of thing. I don't know why we've got on the werewolf track there, but must be something about moorlands and
Well, no, you're right.
river pottages.
There is something about the moors that is scary. I mean, well, there's the Beast of Bodmin Moor, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah.
So it is. I mean, it's this monster. I mean, you could put any monster in that environment, and it would kind of work, wouldn't it? It's just the mist and these big landscapes with very few people around. There is something quite unnerving about it.
And there's just a lot of other things. Just all those shots, like the helicopter stuff, was really really good. And that gives the show a kind of, again, a bigger feel, doesn't it? Of something a bit higher budget than just something shot in a studio with some very plain. Maybe they spent all their budget on the helicopter. That's why we've got such plain, drab walls for everything else.
Yeah.
But it certainly amps up the level of it a bit, makes it feel like a bigger deal. And I really like. I think as well, I want to give mention to the music. It's so distinctive, and again, this is maybe it's a nostalgia thing for me. There's something about this era of Doctor Who. I think particularly in the Pertwee era, probably almost entirely confined to the Pertwee era. You get this really, like you said a few times. Gosh, that was a striking kind of musical cue. It's so out there and weird sometimes, just really unusual sounds that don't sound like they're made by proper instruments, but
Yeah.
it kind of adds to the alienness of the show in some ways.
Yeah.
So
It is
quite
quite
like
a
it.
kind of oddball, isn't it?
Yeah, but I kind of like that. I can understand why people would get frustrated by it or not like it, but for me, it's part of the charm. So
Yeah. I kind of like it. So many people nowadays are like, the goal of film music and TV music and stuff is that you shouldn't notice it. It should
Yeah.
be so seamless and in the background that you kind of, your ears tune it out, and it just. But I kind of disagree with that. I think some of the best scores are actually incredibly noticeable. You think of the Psycho shower scene or the Indiana Jones music, or I don't think it necessarily is a problem if you notice the music, and some of our favorite scores are like the ones that are more memorable. So yeah, I agree. I know I pointed it out, but I do kind of love the fact that they're just like, screw it, throw everything at it.
Yeah. I think, as you said, I think you were commenting on the visual side of it, but it's got a vibe, hasn't it? It's a vibe, and for me, it kind of works. Maybe because I grew up with it. So, but even visually, like as well, it's got its own kind of style. Like you said, even those little things you pointed out, and I'd be interested, people might know in the comments about why is it that like that. You say looking at Liz, why there's this slight fringing around her hair. Is it to do with the camera that was used and the lighting and the effects? Is it because I know some of the Pertwees were the original films were lost, but they've been re-recorded onto other formats, and I wonder whether some of the odd colouring is occasionally to do with the different formats it's come from, or it's been recolored because sometimes there were black and white episodes that black and white copies that people have then, I don't know, somehow made back into colour.
Yeah.
So I don't know all the ins and outs of that, and I'm sure someone in the comments will be much more in the know, because there's a kind of, it's almost like in the digital world you would talk about artifacts, wouldn't you? There's some digital artifacts in this shot, but you kind of, it feels like a similar thing on video, but again, it gives it its own feel. It's a very distinctive look.
Yes. Yeah. That's really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it might be a lens effect. I don't know.
Someone will be in the know, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, let us know what causes the fringing. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Do let us know in the comments what you think of this story, and do join our Discord if you want to continue these conversations. Link in the description. But we'll be back soon. Goodbye.
Yeah.